Hey everybody, welcome to this week's energy forecast. My name is Stephanie. Welcome if this is your first time tuning in. Each week I do 3 Akashic keywords from my work in the Akashic Records each week, just sort of channeling some guidance for what's coming at us energetically. And then we will get some crystal guidance from the Healing Crystals deck number 2 this week, and some yes and no guidance for those of you who tune in regularly. I've only been doing that portion of the reading at the end for the past few weeks, and people seem to really be liking it. So start thinking of a yes or no question or topic that you would like an answer to. If you want to stick around clear to the end, we'll do that. And then for the remainder of the week, we will get our oracle guidance from Colette Baron-Reid's Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck. So let's talk first about our Akashic keywords this week. And we are looking at February 26th through March 4th. I failed to mention that probably because I am so surprised about it. We are solidly into the first week of March 2023, which seems impossible, but it's true. So here we are into March. Our keywords this week feel a little more serious maybe than previous weeks. Not negative at all, but just a little more like, we're going to be mindful about our behaviors and actions and thoughts, especially this week. So those 3 keywords are judgment, limitations, and surrender. So pretty interesting. The message I got around judgments is these are mainly self-imposed and directed at ourselves. So how are we judging ourselves? Are we giving ourselves less grace than maybe we'd be giving other people in the same situation? Are we being really kind of speaking to ourselves harshly? Those inner monologues we have with ourselves, or inner dialogues we have. What words are we using with ourselves? Are we being judgmental? So these are self-imposed judgments. Same with limitations. It's self-imposed. Like, we really, at this point in our lives collectively, we don't have any limitations. Our edges have expanded. The space within which we can create what we want has really expanded. So these limitations are self-imposed. Any limitations we feel are perceived is the message I got. And then the last one is surrender. So it's a little different than this kind of boxed in energy of judgment and limitations and focusing on those. It's saying, remember, those are self-imposed. They're just perceptions, and really just surrender those things and move forward this week. So let's start with our crystal energy this week. As usual, I did draw the cards ahead of time, but I have not peeked at these yet. So our crystal energy, we have Galena. I like this. It's a very grounded mineral. So the energy of that root chakra, of staying grounded, staying centered, staying in the energy of mindfulness, like I mentioned. So the 3 keywords for this crystal are detoxifying, grounding, and centering. Oh, funny. I feel like I say that more and more pretty much every week these days. I am unlimited. So we have limitations being our second keyword, reminding us that those are not true. We don't have true limitations. And then our mantra for this week to work with the Galena crystal is I am unlimited. So that's kind of the perfect setup for reminding us that we are unlimited. So then let's talk about our Sunday energy. And we have the Phoenix, which is that kind of quintessential Phoenix rising from the ashes kind of energy, metamorphosis energy, death and rebirth. But it also kind of assures success for whatever you're working on. It's saying your project as it is being worked on. And when I say project, it can be career related, it can be an actual creative project you're working on, but it can be anything. A project could be wanting to switch behavior or switch a way of thinking or switch the energy of a relationship. It's anything you're working on when I say project. So this assures success in whatever you're working on. It's sort of that Phoenix rising energy, which is a good sign, a good way to start the week out. And then Monday, we have the Spirit Whisperer. So the Spirit Whisperer says divine guidance and higher knowing, which is really about being inspired, keep moving, keep taking action. So, this is kind of that new energy coming in, that the old has been surrendered, like the 3rd keyword from the Akashic Records this week. And then we are still moving and taking inspired action. Tuesday, we have the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. So that says be mindful, watch for those thoughts of limitation and judgment. It says discernment, clear vision, and details. So paying attention to the details, being in observation mode, but there's that fire energy again, same as the Phoenix. It's all about creation energy. And we're going to do that this week by surrendering those kind of old ways of thinking so that we create from a new space. Wednesday, we have the prison wave. So this is kind of perfect midway. I sometimes feel like things are a little more chronological. Some weeks I've mentioned that, and I feel like this week is where we have this sort of energy at the beginning that's a little more intense, and then midweek we have something that comes up at us, and then we get more into an energy of flow and allowance toward the end of the week. That surrender energy, that's our third keyword. So the prison wave is absolutely perfect for midweek. It says self-sabotage, poverty consciousness, and you're probably like, Stephanie, why would that be perfect? But it lines up exactly with self-sabotage lines up perfectly with judgment and limitations from the Akashic Records being self-imposed is the message I got for both of those. So this coming out at the middle of the week to remind us that this is a self-imposed prison. This isn't, this is just about perceptions. This isn't something that is really limiting you. Anything you're feeling as far as judgment, limitations, or being boxed in, remember, especially if it comes up really strongly midweek, these are self-imposed. These are just perceptions. It's not your reality now. Thursday, we have the River Queen. The River Queen says, allow, flow, letting go, natural movement. Didn't I just say, I feel like the sort of the end of the week, we get more into the energy of allowance. So the River Queen is the opposite of restrictions. So something comes up where we realize these things are self-imposed the beginning of the week. You may realize it before that because you have all of this helpful guidance. But things collectively, people will be realizing these things that have popped up are self-imposed restrictions. And then the River Queen kind of lets that dam go, lets things flow again. Friday, we have the Queen of the Light. So this is, again, that much lighter energy toward the end of the week. We have illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. So that's perfect to move into that lighter energy. It's about insight and clarity in your projects. And again, projects meaning anything that you're working on. Feelings even can be a project. So our Saturday card is the Cosmos. And for those of you that tune in regularly, I have always been an oracle card reader. I have never gotten deeply into reading tarot. So for some reason, though, this card always reminds me of the World card in a tarot deck. And it says creativity and vastness. So that could not be more perfect with all of the creative energy that we've been talking about and these self-imposed limitations. Like really, we don't have edges anymore. We don't have limits to work within. The sky is the limit. So it's about that vastness and saying we can create within an unlimited space. So it's about placing your attention on creative projects and remembering you're a co-creator in those projects. You have higher guidance available to you and that your projects will be successful. I like it. I like it a lot. So that is our guidance for this week. I'm going to take these down and then we'll do our yes and no questions. So if you have tuned in for the past few weeks, I just started doing this and it's just a simple yes or no. If you have a question in mind, you can kind of keep that in the forefront of your mind right now. If you want to pause the video and think of something, that's fine. Or if you don't have any questions at all, then I will see you next week. But for those of you who do want some yes or no guidance, just get that question clear in your mind. I will place these here. One is a yes card, one is a no card. And when you have that question clear in your mind, again, pause if you need to, then just tune into these cards and see which one draws you to it. And just go with your gut, go with your instinct, your intuition. So if you chose this one this week, your answer to what you were pondering is going to be yes. And if you chose this one, it obviously is going to be a no. So I hope that is helpful for those of you who tuned in to hear this portion of the reading. I hope you enjoy your week and I will see you soon.